with the North American Simulation Racing Association, featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the Nashville network. That Biggles cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Woo! Go, baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody out with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions. Jordan is spoken like DD Folio AC and White Gray. And we're gonna have fun right now in this moment. Let's race, let's race. Let's green light and go. Let's enjoy the race. Like and subscribe. So to see the unicorn that Murph and magically make. Don't you believe in unicorns? Do we want Barney? Barney, it's time to wave the flag. Green flag, go black, go, go, go. What do you want, door banging? Trucks being turned to find out where Grandma hides the cookie jar from Grandpa.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Kansas Speedway, the site of the next round of the playoffs as we continue on with the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. And this Monday evening, we ready for the Florida Cabinet Distributors 220, the road to the NASRA 1100, less than 7 days away. This Sunday, a matter of fact, we'll be giving you a lot of details on it tonight. But the playoffs for the drivers of the premier Monday Truck Series. Welcome to coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Wesley Outland, Dean Hopton alongside on production and color analyst, as redneck announcer Jacob Reeves not available with work duties tonight. There's a look at the bracket. There's the three drivers that have advanced the red. For these drivers now, Dean, ready to go. And you've got another 3 rounds, and it starts at Kansas this evening. And good evening to you, my friend in Australia.
Good evening to you, Wesley, and ready to go, of course, will be our grid for the lineup here tonight.
Yes, and let's take a look at that starting lineup as these drivers do get ready to roll, as the front row is set with Andrew Harris, fast qualifier 36.23. Jonathan Cofield on the outside of row number 1. Lucas Lyons and Taylor Peacock will make up row number 2. Joey Stiers and Roger Diebold on row number 3. So former series champion Brady LaBeouf and Justin Lumpkin on row 4. Matt Cherry and Kerry Tribune your top 10. And you're going to find Bo Tiffany and Nate Maurer the first 6 rows.
Heading on behind them will be Joshua Suss there with Stephen Thomas, 13 from 14. Tom Lister and Chad Ross will be lining to each other. The Spice Man and Chris Cinnamon with Craig Schrader. Robbie Richards for the double R and James Kaufman next to him. The double P, Phil Pappas with Lee Bailey III and Tyler Goodwin and Luke Smith. Kermit the Frog, 24th place.
Kermit the Frog, by the way, coming off of a victory last week. A wild one at Michigan. We'll see where he goes in that 24th position. Cole Larson, Adam Newton, row 13. Then it's Dan Hagan, Cody Knott, J.D. Larson, Jeffrey Johnson, Colton Hogan, and Raul Meza. TJ Moore is race control. And they're going to get 1 to go indication this time by. And we'll be looking for the green next time around. Here's a look at the details tonight for Kansas, as there will be 3 stages, 145 laps. Stage 1 to lap 40. Caution will be displayed. They'll go another 40 laps for stage 2. And then, of course, all the way to lap number 145. 6 tire sets. That is 5 in the pits plus the original set you qualified on. Fuel capacity will probably have them pitting around 30 to 35 laps, I'm predicting. Unlimited attempts at overtime for green-white checker if need be. And, Jacob, we are racing under the lights. It is nighttime. That'll be fun, Dean. Neat nighttime racing, sir.
40 and 80 on that one exactly for those stage breaks too, Wesley. And on top of it, it's going to look very colourful in that timing tower. That's just so that you can kind of get an indication where everybody is in their bracket. They've got to just beat who is in your bracket. That's all you need to beat, Wesley. Win the race would be fantastic, of course, but just beat everybody in the same colour behind you. Once again, that bracket, that's what we'll show you. It's there. We'll also have a little ticker tonight as well, too, at the bottom, show you each of those drivers in that bracket as well, too. But you could see, if you're in the red bracket at the moment, you got to just, Cole's got to beat Lumpkin. Lumpkin's got to beat LaBeouf. LaBeouf's got to beat them all. That's just the simple way it goes. Don't worry about who's in the blue. Don't worry about who's in the white, who's in the green and the yellow for those drivers. Just focus on your own group. That's what's different this season. That's what some of the drivers are adjusting to well. Some of the other drivers don't like it as much. They're going to get used to it. It's something new that we have here at NASRA.
And by the way, remember, just because we show you the bracket, if they're in the red, like Brady LaBeouf we just showed a moment ago, it doesn't mean that they are per se eliminated. It just means that that's where they at currently in the bracket standings. Remember, 3 drivers moved on after last Monday night and the race at Michigan. Florida Cabinet Distributors 220 here at the racetrack at Kansas Speedway. Let's take a look at the weather conditions. Track temp at 72 Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius. The temperatures, and look at the track temp, I meant to say, is about 71 degrees. And then, of course, there's a wind blowing between the northeast at 9 to 11 miles an hour. Partly cloudy conditions. It is a humid night Very humid. That's why I sound so stuffy, Dean.
Yeah, it
Humid.
is, isn't it? Wesley?
It's a humid night. No, I've been sick all weekend, man, so I'm kind of recovering back from that. But it's good to be here with everybody. We're glad we're ready to roll. NASRA playoffs Monday night. Quarterfinals underway here in the Florida Cabinet Distributors 220, and we go to green. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a sim race.
We get those temperatures up there, Wesley, and just take it gingerly so far. You don't want to be wrecking on the first couple laps of playoffs time. You want to just make sure you get through there, see the checkered flag, actually see the stage break more than anything, I'd say, first, and see how you pan out for the rest of it. But Andrew Harris could build a little bit of a lead at the moment there, Wes.
Put a lap on the board. And Harris will be the man that'll be out in front here to get things started. How long will he stay in that spot is to be determined. Obviously, the smart thing is to just kind of get in line and be patient. As there's Andrew Harris. You're on board with the leader. Here comes the Lions down to the inside. Cofield, 53. And speaking of Jonathan Cofield, right there in that third spot. And that 58 machinist will work their way back into the corner again. A fun racetrack here in Kansas, you know, Dean. You can go 2 and 3, 4 wide. The word precision banking is the premium here. So we watch them already work into turn number 3.
It's a three-way battle at the moment, isn't it? They've got a little bit of a gap there to Joey, but they can catch up pretty quickly. How's that in the blue column? Of course, straight out of the bat there for those drivers in the blue bracket. They're going to be battling each other. I'd say tooth and nail all night here. And Coalfield in the mix there as the current leader in the white bracket. Joey Styers in the orange. Pretty low off. Right up there as well, too, for the boss man. He got a good qualifying job done. He's up 2 places currently in the moment in P5.
Lions in the lead, down to the inside. Cofield will follow. Harris right there in tow. And then you've got LaBeouf and Styers. Lumpkin watching on, also with Diebold on the outside. They're stride for stride, door to door. Trying to pick 3 wide behind them. There it is, and that's going to be Peacock jumping into the top 10 with Suss and Cherry as they thunder down the back straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like Peacock currently at the moment is the leader of 3-wide action. Early days there. Take it ginger, allow that little bit of space. Side draft may start kicking into play a little bit under these humid conditions as well. So they're more likely just going to suck into each other because there's so much moisture in the air there, Wes.
By the way, don't forget to join us this Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning for that matter, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time or 11 Eastern. The NASRA 1100. We're going to go 500 miles with the IndyCar Chevrolet Delara at Indianapolis, 500 miles, 200 laps, and then the 87 Cup cars of NASCAR at Charlotte for the NASRA Coke World 600. That is, again, this Sunday. Make sure you join us. Looking forward to that one, Dean. That's going to be an awesome day of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be fantastic. As I said, IndyCar, mate. Woo. And, of course, you got the classic cars as well, too. So it's all going to be happening here. We're 7 of 40 here for our stage 1. Lots of movers and shakers at the moment. I have to say the boss man's up 3 places in P4. Everybody just taking it easy, realizing championships on the line here. Of course, you've got to get to that final championship round, but first of all, you have to beat everybody else in your playoff grid to try to playoff bracket to try to pursue yourself further into this. Deeper in the playoffs.
Don't forget about Around the Oval. Don't forget about Around the Oval. You just saw the ticker on the bottom right. Don't forget to subscribe and like as well. But tonight here at Kansas, Friday night, getting closer to the playoffs at Michigan. Then the NASRA 1100, which is not in the Around the Oval, but that will be Sunday on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And then next Monday night, quarterfinal playoff action will be at Atlanta. That'll be fun. Super Speedway Atlanta. That's like a wild card, if you will, there, Dean.
Yeah, it is. You know, the bigger the speedway, the bigger the crashes as well, too, Wesley, isn't it? That's just the high-speed action that you're going to have on those ones. Field now, new leader from Harris.
Thanks to the 30-plus that are checking us out right now. We're in the early going as we're closing in on 10 complete here. Next time around, remember, they're looking to go to lap number 40 for the opening stage.
Love that firm picture of Caulfield there. He's meaning business, isn't he? The man from Munford, Alabama. He's like, all right, let's go. Caulfield's supplies, as you can see on the side of the truck here, is a sponsor of quite a few of the other drivers as well too. So we do thank Jonathan Caulfield and give him his best wishes. He's currently leading the white bracket. You can see down the ticker as well too. He's got Luke Smith and Tyler Goodwin. They're the two drivers he needs to focus on beating.
And remember, as we mentioned when we showed you the graphic earlier, that bracket, you're racing amongst the drivers that are in that bracket. Like Hendrickson, like Lumpkin, like LaBeouf. Right now, we mentioned Brady LaBeouf, Dean, because he's red, he's third, but he's the highest man right now in the up bracket. That's, of course, the red bracket. He could advance as being better than Hendrickson and Lumpkin right now. Lumpkin behind LaBeouf by 2 spots. And Hendrickson, man, Cole Hendrickson, I don't even see anywhere in sight right now for him.
No, he's down. I just can't see at the moment where he is even in. But on top of that one, just remember, any of those drivers are in the red. Once again, they win the race, they're instantly through. They are instantly through to the next bracket. They don't have to worry about points. And if you look at this earlier, look at Lester was on the bubble there. He got, unfortunately, out. You can see those are the drivers there, but that wasn't necessarily the case going into that round before there, too. So, once again, those points are just going to help you in that round if you don't get that race win. So that's something that LaBeouf, Lumpkin, and Cole need to focus on in their group. But at the same time, once again, just get that win, you're in.
And guess what? Cole Hendrickson is not here, Dean.
He's not actually.
So that's a massive blow for the number 10. Cole Hendrickson not racing tonight. So this is in favor, actually, for Team Red of Brady LaBeouf and Justin Lumpkin, who are right now in the top 10. And, you know, as we watch Cofield lead the way here, we got a caution, trouble on the racetrack. And hold on, guys. Pappas, Lester, Hogan, just catching the tail end of it. And our first Serve Pro Yellow of the race comes out here on lap number 14.
Did you see some of those drivers going full wide there, Wesley? I was like, yeah,
wow.
We just caught the tail end of that. It looked like it might have happened before Tom Lester, but we'll go back and actually have a look on our Pulse Poppers replay of exactly what happened around that field where Tom Lester was. This is 3-wide action, but maybe there's something up the road too, Wesley. That's the only point that triggered it. We'll just have a little bit of a geezer and see if anything happened around here. So that's Tom. Oh, there it is. That's the checkup we saw later, and then he almost survived it all as well too after almost being flipped there, Wes. But unfortunately, he actually got turned.
Yeah, our cameras, and great work there, Dean, just caught the tail end of it right when it started. By the way, everybody, if I sound so stuffy, my apologies. I have been sick all weekend.
So
actually, I've been sick since last Wednesday. Wow, watch the shot.
Almost
Lester shot there, airborne. And he bicycles in the air, and Pappas, and then Hogan check up behind him. And that's when we kind of called it right there.
Yeah, because that's where they were seeing start to cut full wide and just takes out the number 5 and puts him into the fence as well, too. So it started from the checkup of the 88, didn't it, with Pappas? And good job those drivers for avoiding, and even plus there, we never shout that out enough, but Tom Lester didn't roll forwards, didn't reverse backwards, became predictable, even though he knew he was going to drop a lot of those places, but he eventually just said, I don't want to wreck anybody else's race, and that's a sign of a good sportsmanship there, Wes.
So the caution out here early. We going to see anybody come down to the pit lane?
They did come down to pit road. They all came down to pit road, Wes.
Pit.
Yep.
Yes, they did. They did pit. And right now, Lucas Lyons is the leader over Cofield, Harris, LaBeouf, and Stiers. Your top 5. We're stepping away. Playoffs, quarterfinals from Kansas. And we're back with more in just a moment.
Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Kansas Speedway, lights off on the safety truck as we'll get ready for a restart. Thanks again to ServPro, Fire, Water Cleanup and Restoration. ServPro, the official sponsor of NASRA and the Yellow Flags. Pace truck onto the pit lane. Lions, Cofield, front row. And we're back underway here in Kansas. Still about a good half distance left in stage one. And Lions this time will lead the virtual Thundering Herd back into the corner here.
Some early gainers there. Some shakers and bakers there, Wesley, that you're going to go here. We're racing at Kansas. I think it's some super speed built up there at the moment, my friends. Are going to make their way around another lap completed on the green here in the situation. 18 of 40. Make that 19 of 40 there, Wes, stage one.
The cakers, the Quakers, the candlestick makers, as they say, right?
Matt Cherry's up
Florida
free.
Cabinet Distributors 220, sponsoring the races. Cofield's on the wall. What a save by the pole man Harris. And Joey Steyer sneaking, slithering down to the inside. He'll carry Cherry and Diebold with him on the bottom as they work their way down into turn 4.
Yeah, that could have taken
that could have been
into a
disastrous.
second. So caution, I wouldn't have of the day there, but good awareness there from the drivers, just kind of tapping off into the inside apron there to avoid a potential wreck. That's what you'd like to see. Signs of future champions in the making here for the DSR Electric Series, Wes.
Definitely could have been disastrous, no doubt. Somehow they hold it together. We continue on.
Tell you what, Wes, that inside line gets you some serious momentum if you nail it right in the corner. The apex there, close to the line there, so smooth in, smooth out. But I'm just wondering how punishing that's going to be on tyres, and why isn't every driver doing that, Wes? Well, that's probably the reason why, isn't it? It's probably a little bit more punishing on those tyres, and with those 5 sets available, you don't know how that's going to pan out a little bit later on in this race. 6 sets, sorry. Well, 1 set's already on the car. Truck. We'll get it right. Oh.
Look at this big gaggle of traffic now, working now off of turn number 4. Check out the aerial views. Up high, Cofield, down to the inside. There's Maurer. Big push right there. Peacock on the bottom. Kerry Tribune now up top. And all this happening in the top 10 as we got guys scraping off the wall, down the back straightaway behind them in the top 15. Wow, look at that big gaggle of traffic right there. And I think LaBeouf's in trouble. Brady LaBeouf's in trouble, guys.
Yeah, he's pulled right down there somewhere, Wes. Where is he? He's dropped right out. He
Right, lyrics to the song of Tom Petty. He is free falling. He was in the top 5. I think we can get a replay, Dean, if we can. Watch what happened to the man from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, originally from Louisiana. Brady LaBeouf was up in the top 5, and now he is all the way back in the 30th position. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to find out exactly what happened here, Wesley. Here's Brady. He's already dropping back at this point, isn't he? Yeah. I might have to rewind that there for a second. My apologies. It's the only way to kind of just navigate where it was. That's up in the fence, wasn't it?
You'll pick it up right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Bang.
Right there. That's what I told you.
Caulfield
Remember
hit
that
the
big
fence.
gaggle of traffic?
Yeah. And then he just drops.
And then look at Brady LaBeouf just falling back. It's like a drafted Daytona or Talladega. He tries to get back in line, but he's up on the high side, and everybody just parlayed and passed him on the bottom.
Yeah, Roger Diebold now in the lead of this race. Justin Lumpkin and Chris Cinnamon making a move up on the inside. That's that line I was telling you. He gets a nice little run to get it down the apex and then slide up. Thankfully, aware that Roger's there. Gets in behind the tailpipe there. Sluts in just ahead there of Justin Lumpkin. So that's a fantastic three-way battle. This driver's building about close to 1.5 second gap to Nate Mauer down the road there in P4.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. On board, Roger Diebold, the new leader. How about Roger Dean? Finally broke through, got his first ever career NASRA victory. And man, this guy has just found momentum being on his side. Not another win yet, but he has been consistent of knocking the door down to find victory lane again. I got a feeling it's coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And at the moment, he's going to be happy to know he's leading the green pack with Phil Pappas down there in P6. And a little bit further would be Cherry, I believe, in his same group as well. But you got another drivers at the moment here. You got Chris Cinnamon, some of those drivers that aren't actually necessarily in the playoffs. That's the reason why they don't have a colour next to their name. They can steal the show too, remember. They can win this race and deny anybody else in their bracket groups in the playoffs from just instantly getting a free pass essentially into the next round. So they're going to be playmakers. They're also looking to help out their teammates as much as possible. Chris Cinnamon also up 15 places, currently running in P2, putting pressure on Mr. Roger that you mentioned. That's one of those drivers to look out for in the future, if not this season as well. He could still win the championship too, Wes.
Back across the stripe. There is Diebold, Cinnamon. There's the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon. By the way, he is not a playoff contender. Former champion, though. Just missed making the playoffs, our buddy from Canada. Now to the inside, battling Diebold. He'll take the lead, and you're on board with Justin Lumpkin.
Yeah, Justin's got to see how it gets a little loosey-goosey on the end of the tailpipe there as he exits the corner there because it comes up to grip a little bit more grip. They're going to be side by side. We're going to keep an eye on this one. Justin Lumpkin's going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this show. He knows he doesn't need to be up there making this a three-way battle at the moment. Lumpkin's in the head of his group. He's in the red group. And there it is. Roger might push that truck a little bit too far there, Wes.
My, oh my, Diebold sideways, and we got a caution.
And Justin Lumpkin got a bird's eye view of that one. I had to just lift off a little bit to react to it. It was very clever of him to do that. So now, Roger Diebold, who is in the leader of his group, is going to have to do that work all over again. How much damage do you think he's got? We're under caution. We'll go back and just have a quick look at that replay again because we did see it, Wes.
Second caution of the race, by the way. Second yellow flag.
It comes up with the speed momentum. Bang! Straight into Chris. I think it caught him off guard when Chris came up there and just lost that momentum. And it didn't look like Roger had enough time to react to that one and slam straight into the back. That's the risk and reward that you get. That's the thing when you go down that apron, you come back up there, you're going to be a lot slower than what you would be on the top side. And you got to put 6 to 1, half a dozen to another on that one as to Roger might be saying Chris is too slow out of the corner. Chris is going to be like, well, I'm ahead of you, so you're the one that's supposed to back off. That's just the situation. That's how it panned out at the moment there, Wes.
Yeah, another yellow flag out as this is the second one. And believe it or not, hey, listen, you got 6 sets of tires, Dean. I would say come down to pit lane again. Are tires that important right now here in the early going at Kansas?
Well, you don't know how many more cautions, the fuel situation you're going to get. Could you stretch this all the way to the end of the stage break? Well, it is only 8 laps. For sure. These drivers all did go down on lap 15, that first caution that we had, Wesley. So they should have, no doubt, the tyres But the gasoline, do they have enough to go to the end? That's a good question out there. Maybe one for the chat. But now, definitely these drivers that are going in, Joey, Lee, Chad, Craig, Cole Larson, Caulfield, Brady LaBeouf, they're going to use that alternative strategy. They'll definitely be staying out, no doubt, at the end of the stage break. Maybe some of those other drivers coming up at the end of the stage 1 will go back down again. These guys have got track position for stage 2.
Another caution out. We step away and take another break. Hey, by the way, don't forget, this Sunday afternoon, join us, lunchtime, the NASRA 1100. We got details all throughout the night. IndyCar, NASCAR 87 Cup cars. Sunday, 1,100 miles in one day. So we're back in Kansas next. We mentioned it. We'll mention it again. This Sunday, 1,100 miles. Well, I'll tell you what. And, Dean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the 87 Cup cars at Charlotte. But, man, I can't wait for us for NASRA to break our inaugural open-wheel IndyCar race as well. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, we're going to see these drivers, how well they perform in the open cars, as well as some new faces, no doubt. We'll see. Sign up and just scan that QR code as well. Don't wait till the very last minute. That's what everybody did, didn't they, for the 500, and then you're going to start missing out. So don't miss out. Enjoy the show.
Yeah,
enjoy
I believe I believe the call is that registration will stay open until midnight of the 8th. So basically at like 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night, June the 7th. Right before midnight, right before what do they say? The beautiful Cinderella turns into a pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly.
You have until that time to submit.
I have a joke about that, but I can't say it on air, Wesley. It's a little too crude on that one, but
really?
it'll get a giggle out of you with Cinderella.
Now, I don't do any behind the mic. Unfortunately,
Yeah, we're not doing any behind the mic there because Wesley's working.
Our buddy Dean's not here. So, or I'm sorry, Jacob's not here.
Yep. Chris Cinnamon's here, and he's right at the front of the tool shed at the moment. But you see, he's a bit of a tank slapper in that fence there. I love the chrome chain's got around.
Oh, gosh, it out.
Oh, what's that?
Another yellow
Dan
flag out again. Wow. Another caution. There it is.
I thought it was Cherry that went around, but it wasn't. It was Dan. You can see currently at the moment.
Replay coming up. Third caution of the night. Look at him. Oh, boy. 3 wide. Look at the contact in the middle. It's that Cherry. Yes, it is. It's Cherry and Richards. Hagen. There you go.
Ooh.
Seeing Hagen in orbit. Pardon the pun, the NASRA truck.
Does anybody else
turns
get
back into the pack. Look at him turning the wheel, turning the wheel, turning the wheel. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, wow. There you go. Look at Diebold got lucky.
But he stays
So
in the
did
middle.
Suss and others. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, just a little clip there of, I'm not quite sure who that was.
Man, just got lucky there at the end.
So that's the 3-wide action, sorry. Oh, he hits the fence, goes into the 54, who ultimately goes into the 48. 23 just scrapes by. 81 scrapes by. And those are the other cars. But then just as he's trying to regain the car, as you saw the steering angle there, just he takes the 19. And around he goes.
Yeah, wow.
And extra pit stops for some of the drivers too, Wesley. It looks like coming down pit road is Lucas Lyons, Coalfield, Rob Mouser, Cody Knott, Tom, Craig, Robert Richards, Lee Bailey, Adam Newton, Dan Hagen. So some of them maybe with some repairs that they're chipping out there, Wesley. Other drivers changing up their alternative strategy. We do have only 3 to go, which will be 2 to go. It depends if the pace truck lights come out, Wesley, because you remember they can finish the stage break under a caution. So Chris Cinnamon would be loving this. He'd be like, yes, please, extend those caution laps for me. That's only one lap that I would essentially have to do if this pace truck doesn't come in the next 2 laps.
I'm not seeing a lot of drivers come down pit road like we saw the last couple of cautions as well, because obviously this has been a quick green caution scenario too. And remember, the lights are now off on the pace truck. They're going to be coming back around the green, and man, if you're thinking about it, they're going to get what, maybe 2 laps. Yeah, you're exactly right. 2 laps, and then they're going to be put under caution again. So these last 3 miles are important, especially if you're one of those playoff drivers needing stage points.
Yeah. Now, if you're Thomas, Thomas going to be thinking, okay, Harris is around that P5 position or so behind him, P5, P6. So Thomas is like, if I get that stage win, that's a big chunk of points that I'm going to have over my closest bracket contender in the blue. Lumpkin's probably in a safer spot. He probably doesn't need to necessarily risk it for the biscuit, as I like to say, too much and try to get the stage win, because he's got the biggest gap currently at the moment in the red down to Brady LaBeouf there, who's in the 19th place. So he's got a whole lot of points coming his way. Phil Pappas as well, maybe looking in a nice little situation as well too, Wesley. So I don't think some of those drivers necessarily have to risk it for the biscuit, but Thomas is the one that's probably would like to get a little bit more points away from Harris.
2 laps remaining in stage number 1 at Kansas, and we are back underway with Cinnamon leading the field.
Yeah, good launch as well too, so go ahead.
A non-playoff contender, by the way.
Yes, sir. That means the rest of these drivers here, they're off playoff contending, should say, let's gang up on him. Hey, he's not in the playoffs. We're going to see some 3-wide action behind here. Lumpkin, Thomas, and Mel. Remember, and Phil, you can see on there, all those drivers with the colour behind them, coming down to 1 to go at the moment. I don't think they can catch Chris Cinnamon unless he makes a mistake there, Wes.
Final lap in stage number 1. Oh boy, are you there, Dean?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I'm here. Ooh, 3 wide behind.
Dean, are you with us, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm losing you bad, dude. I don't know if it's my internet or yours, but whoa, hold on, guys. They're in the fence. Stiers and Harris and others crashing. They're not done running each other into the safer barrier, and this will end the stage as well. Caution out. Chris Cinnamon to win stage 1. And there is Calamity behind them coming to the flag. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like to a couple of drivers. So it was around here with Joey. We'll quickly have a replay of that one, Wes. I don't know if you can hear me at the moment. We'll sort out those technical issues after the break.
Another look at it again. Wow. How wild was this one? That last lap. Watch it one more time.
Who was it?
I want to say 23. It was the Stiers truck, 23. Look at Suss driving on the turf.
Yeah.
To miss them. Watch this again one more time. Harris, the pole truck, and Stiers. Bullock right there, or Peacock actually, right there in the middle. Oh, there's the shot. Phil Pappas off the wall. Scampers away. Harris in the back of Stiers, and then they're not done running into one another.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate, isn't it? It's giving away crucial stage points just like that for that little slap dash there, Wes.
Yeah.
And the rest of the field have gone down at the moment, but Chad Ross, Lucas Lyons, and Raul Mass have stayed out. That's one of those reasons why there, Wesley. They took that alternative strategy that I was talking about early. They went down that pit lane. I knew they weren't going to get major stage points, but now they're going to have major track position.
Pitting,
And,
taking
yeah.
on tires. We got some technical issues going on,
Yes, sir.
everybody. We're going to step away real quickly and wrap up this first stage. Get you ready for Glass Mechanics Stage 2 at Kansas. It is coming up next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, thank you for joining us. Coverage of the playoffs with the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. Jacob Reeves not able to be here tonight. He's on assignment with his full-time job. He was telling me that via text yesterday. Dean Hopton, of course, Biggles on the call as well as on color. And Stage 1 winner is Chris Cinnamon. If we get a caution, we will grab a word with the Spice Man. But right now, the field led by Chad Ross brings him to green. Glass Mechanics Stage number 2 underway. This will take us all the way to lap number 80 here in Kansas. We're back to green.
Yeah, those extra tires. How many cautions are we going to have? If we have cautions, are we going to have a green run here of essentially of those laps there, Wesley, to see if we get there at the moment? But look at that, Chad Ross, Ryan Messler, 2 drivers knocked out of the playoffs before, so he's now battling it out there to try to spoil the surprise. Lucas Lyons right up there in the mix with those drivers there from the blue bracket now.
By the way, we're also live on the Community Radio Network, just filling in some dead spots on a Monday night. So if you're listening on the radio, thank you. And we actually plan on broadcasting the NASRA 1100 on CRN as well. That'll be a fun one. Lions inside. Up high, opens the door to Ross. Ross now opens the door to Stage 1 winner. Former champion, Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon on the inside as they work their way back into the corner into 1.
We got no Raul cam. What happened to your cam, Raul? Anyway, we have no Raul Mesa for now. He is sharing his cam, but something's not working at the moment. Stephen Thomas up the road from him.
So there was a camera working. It's just not working right now, right?
Yeah, not for Raul.
For Raul
unfortunately.
Mesa.
Yeah. Apologies on that one, Raul. He was early for his camera too.
He was ready to go.
Yes, he was. Sometimes he turns it on a little late. I kind of get time to set it up, but he was early this time around. So Cole's got cam. Cool. Look at this Gagler car. That's where Cole currently is at the moment. Cole Larson as well as JD. Larson's got some, but you got to be very, very focused here at the moment there, Wesley. You know, you got cars to the left, cars to the right. And you've got to get yourselves as they get into that groove to get themselves back up into tyre temperatures and everything like that. And some of them have full freshies on their trucks. Some of them don't. Some of those drivers up the front field there at the moment, Chad Ross, for example, and Lucas Lyons, they boxed a couple of laps earlier. So they'll have tyre wear start to wear off those drivers a little bit later. Not to mention some of those drivers that did go down too on that lap 41. Not all of them took tyres there, Wesley. Some of them didn't. And I like to save them for a little bit later.
Heading to lap number 50 of this race. We're in Stage 2 I'll tell you what, Dean, something that's really impressed me is the fact that a lot of non-playoff contenders have been really aggressive and have been able to show their strengths. We're watching that right now with Ross and Cinnamon. How about that? Tiffany in the top 5. 3 trucks in the top 5 are non-championship playoff contenders. Do they want to win? You bet your bottom dollar they do.
And Tiffany as well too. Remember, that's up there P5 position. But these two, I think it's going to be fun watching Lucas Lyons and Steve Thomas go for it. Those two have been pretty close tonight there in that blue bracket. Harris is right up there with him as well, so he can run for money. But he's taken a different strategy as well for Mr. Andrew Harris. He boxed on that 41 there, and he took 54 seconds, a very long pit stop. So I'd imagine he chipped out some of those repairs. But he might come back into this one, 51 of 80 in our stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. But that's the hot zone right now for the blue brackets. And the rest of the field is starting to spread out a little bit on theirs. But as you can see at the moment, this is where Lucas Lyons, I would be like, okay, you two guys, the CC and CR show up the road there, that's Chris and Chad, not a law firm there, Wes. But if you're Lucas Lyons, unless they're hindering you, I would sit there, get the slipstream, maybe fuel save a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
Well, that toe's actually giving him that gap to Stephen Thomas there, who might come under pressure from the likes of Bo Tiffany, Justin Lumpkin, that are behind him as well. Lots at play in the early parts of Stage 2. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in there. Please give us a thumbs up there and subscribe to the channel. Bring the bell for notifications, of course, for those rest of those races that are coming up, as you know, this week as well, too. In our month of June, because we got the Consensus Police Survivors. You said getting closer to that playoffs time there, Wes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I mean, the Friday series, the Premier Series is getting closer and closer to, I think there's 3 weeks left to the playoffs, I think is what me and Jacob were talking about. And don't forget, next week, semi-final round of round 2 of the quarterfinals will be at Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
There's the schedule.
Now, Wesley, just to let everybody know, since I think it was a week to today, right, when Wesley was having police officers knock on his front door.
That was last Monday night. Last Monday
night, on look on his window saying, excuse me, sir, what are you doing in the car park with your computer out there, and who are you talking to? Because that was all resolved, thankfully. Wesley, I'm sure, showed him probably the replay or something like that, didn't you? Just scroll back a little bit and say, see, that's me. That's listen to me. I'm calling a race.
So here's the deal. This is what happened, my friend. We were calling the race. And when I pulled into it was obviously raining as well. I just want to let everybody know that as well. It was raining off and on. So I pulled out my Elon Musk MiFi hotspot boxed antenna, satellite, whatever you want to call it. I covered it up with a plastic bag, and I stuck that on the top of the roof of the car. Okay? So if anybody's driving around, and I should have thought about this now. But if anybody's driving around, first off, there's what the hell is that guy got on the top of the roof of his car? It's all flashing lights and everything else. It's flashing blue and green and yellow and all that. Lets you know you got signal, and it's 5G and sport and strength and whatever else. And what I had done was I connected that up top there, Dean, to make sure I sounded good, because I told you I just didn't want to use a computer, a TRS microphone, if you will. I told you that I would use a professional microphone. Thank you, Sennheiser. And so I plugged that into the wall, or into the power port that I had as a cigarette adapter. I had a power cable, a power adapter, if you will. And so we're calling the race. Everything's fine. We're enjoying it. We're having fun. We're doing the post-race results, and then all of a sudden, here comes about we got a caution. Hold that thought. 6 yellow of the race, and there goes Larson and Is that both Larsons?
It's
spinning, I
28.
think?
It's
Wow.
Lee Bailey. I think there it is.
Yes, Bailey and Larson.
Lee's damaged. Lee's damaged big time there, Wes. I think that
Lee
car's-
Bailey the third, and
Yeah.
Larson in the 20. And we go back under yellow flag.
Yeah, he can't.
Replay coming up. And boy, he's crab walking. Boy, he's cattywampus. Replay presented by Pulse Poppers. Check it out here.
He might have come to the scene of this crime. I don't think. Yeah, it's got to be up the road. Maybe that three wide. There's a car coming back on slowly. Oh, there it is. There's the incident, and unfortunately, Bailey's going to go straight into it. And that was the 20 of Cole. So we got to go back and have a look at what happened to young Cole Larson here, as he's definitely been doing a bit of door banging out there in the absence of Jacob. Jacob be like, "Where's my door banging?" Well, here it is, Jacob.
We got beef here, Joe, right? Don't you have the soundbite for him? At least can we at least play the soundbite?
I don't have the soundbite. What happened here, Wesley? That's 3 into 1 equals somebody's going down to pit road. Very interesting.
Yeah, sure did. Look at that again on the replay. Wow.
So it was Dan Hagen and who was the yellow machine, my friend?
Is that Kaufman? I think it is. Yeah. Well, no. That's oh boy.
26.
Oh yeah. There's Cody Knott.
Cody. Oh,
poor Cody, man. He just could not get a break. Look at that.
Yeah,
Into the wall again. Wow.
That's pit stops for a lot of the drivers too, Wes. Pit lane is very, very busy down there. Check that out, my friend. It's scrambling for position out of our sixth caution of the race here at the moment.
They are boxing and they're back in pit lane again, right? There you go.
Yep. That's what you do when you get down pit road. You box it out with your team because they didn't put the right tyres on for you. So get your gloves out.
Yeah, by the way, we're in stage number 2. Not stage 3 yet. Lap number 80 will take us to the third and final stage. We're in stage 2.
I was
lap 60 of 145. So, but anyhow, Dean, back to my funny story, dude. So I'm in the middle of doing the iRacing broadcast, and we're finishing up, and we're doing post race, and all of a sudden here comes 2 of the county sheriff's finest pulling in, one behind me and one in front of me, and literally, so I got to keep the car on to run the battery charger adapter. So the car is on, the lights on, and straight ahead in front of a Pilot gas station, if you will, and the guy comes out, he gets out of his car and he flashes his light at me, and he's like, "Hey, you! What are you doing?" And I was like, I'm calling the race. It's a microphone, He's like, and he's like, "Well, we had somebody say there was a suspicious vehicle and maybe some suspicious activity going on, and I mean, though it does look very suspicious, we can tell you're not doing anything wrong."
It's a gas station 24/7 as well too. Well, maybe I thought you were gonna like try to rob a gas station or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I got a friend of mine, Jackie. She works in the retail world at Walmart, and she's like, if you would have pulled up in front of my store with your lights on, and you're just standing in there for 2 hours, and you didn't give anybody a heads up, I probably would have called the law as well, because I probably would have been. I probably would have been worried, worried too. So,
well, it's unusual.
Nonetheless, thank you. I back our men in blue, and I back the people in blue, and thanks to our law enforcement men and women, and they were doing their jobs, and thank goodness I didn't get taken away. But I did listen to the broadcast of the race, and it was as hilarious as we sounded whenever all that happened. So you and Jacob did a phenomenal job calling it at the end there. So
some of the drivers that are going on the inside apron just getting completely out of that action at the moment. They said, I choose my fights and my battles later on in this one. They don't fancy a bit of four-wide action this early in the race. Well, 83 laps to go there, Wes, so we're not even halfway through at the moment, and we're going to see some three-wide action at the back here. Bradley LaBeouf back up into the front here at the moment where he was earlier. He's running currently at the moment P6.
Now, can I tell you something? I've learned my lesson that the next time I have to be mobile to do a broadcast at a truck stop or something, Dean, I am going to go in early and let the powers that be know that there's somebody, there's somebody working out here so nobody, freaks out or whatever. Speaking of working, look at Justin Lumpkin in the lead. Team Red.
Yes, sir. He's communicating to somebody there, probably Lucas Lyons, isn't he? To say, hey, I'm on your inside. These drivers do that. They get in sometimes onto their teammates, but they might send a message through to race control that everybody can hear to say, okay, I'm on your left, I'm on your right, or I'm planning on coming down a pit road, all that sort of stuff, just so that they can alert the drivers around them of the situation. They can also scream and curse and stuff like that at each other, which they do every once in a while. Race control is also on top of that one, and I'll start muting them pretty quickly if they cause any of those shenanigans, Wesley, but 99% of the time it's pretty good. We just can't unfortunately air it because, they will drop the F-bomb and things like that every once in a while. That's not family friendly.
It's all about go high, go low, stay in line.
Yes, sir.
Protect your spot. Keep on rocking in the free world.
There's Luke Smith, the Starbase Kermit the Frog entry, as you can see on the outside. Brady Loveup's down on the inside here, Wesley. So he's just.
By the way, how wild was that finish for Luke Smith to win last week? Wasn't that just phenomenal?
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, now it's all reset. So he is on an equal page of everybody else in this situation now. So
you're exactly right.
That's great for that race win. That looks good on the paper. That's confidence builder as well too going into this one, as well as letting the other team drivers in your bracket know, hey, I'm here and I ain't messing around. I'm here to win, and I'm here to win this championship. Just as well as he's got all the rest of those other drivers that are in their corresponding different coloured brackets. They're there to win, and everybody here has a shot. That's the beauty of this format too. You just got to get yourself through to the next round of the playoffs. We're only in round 2. Of course, we'll have another week, won't we, there, Wesley, of this round 2 of the bracket before we proceed and knock one off, and then we get down to 2, as you can see, in each of the corresponding brackets.
Yes. Get right back to it again.
Old Comey, he's not messing around at the moment, isn't he? He's sipping some Orange Crush.
Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog
here. Yeah.
Kermit the Frog, I won the race.
And he's just gained up position as well too, old Luke, as he's battling it out with Chris Cinnamon. Just to let everybody know about those pit stops, those drivers went down, and all practically went down on the last time there, Wesley, on lap 59. However,
yes,
a few drivers didn't take tyres. One of them, Chris Cinnamon, you can see him struggling a little bit at the moment. That's probably because he doesn't have the full freshies. He may have had none that he took, or maybe just one side of the truck that they like to take those tyres. But that's probably the reason why you see Chris Cinnamon struggling just a little bit. But remember, saving those tyres can certainly pay off later on when he starts driving around these cars that look like that I'm out. You and me are out there driving, Wesley, and they're driving around us like, we're beginners, which we are. We're not even beginners. We haven't even begun. But, tyres do make a huge difference.
Begun to live. There you go. Lions in the lead right now with Lumpkin right there in the second, Cinnamon third. Stage 1 winner. Next caution, we're going to grab Cinnamon. Good to hear from the Spice Man, right?
Yeah.
Just racing for wins now. Not in championship status. Former champion. Season 3 champion. Who will be the Season 5 title holder?
And you know what I love about that too, Wesley? It's the fact that they come out there and they join this community. Like, you see a lot of those drivers that don't have any of the colour next to them. They're not in the playoffs, but they're just here to race and have fun each week, because I do see in a lot of other little leagues, because I do broadcast, a lot of leagues, that when it comes playoff times in any of the championship, doesn't matter if it's open wheel road courses, oval courses, you see Lucas have a little tank slapper. Towards the end of the season, you just see it drop off significantly from, big fields of 46s and stuff like that. And then by the end of the season, you see 10 cars or whatever racing, which, that's because they're the only ones that can perhaps win the championship. But you see here in Nazareth, my friend, you still get a huge amount of community. We still have 32 drivers that are out there. We don't have 32 drivers scores the playoffs. But that goes to fantastic. They're there to support their teammates. They're there to support the channel, the network, have fun. And their mates don't have to be your teammate to have your mate as well, too. Out on track, they're here to have fun.
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. They all are out there. Yeah. They're all out there to support one another, have each other's back.
You know what I love, Wesley? Lumpkin gets into the spirit there. He's got the purple light. He's got a purple truck, as you can currently see at the moment. He supports the purple number as well, too, on top of it. So Justin Lumpkin right in there, getting with the theme of things and doing a solid job there, too. In his red bracket, he's leading, and he's currently P2 in this race. And he's had a good, strong performance so far in this race. He's kept his nose clean. And he's got crucial points when he needs them. And he knows that Brady LaBeouf there is the closest rival for him in his bracket group of red.
Boy, don't forget, this Sunday, going to be a fun one. Dean, how stoked are you, man? NASCAR 1100 and Indy cars for the first time ever with the North American Sim Racing Association. This is something that I've been trying to talk to them about doing for years. I'm glad that it's finally happening. But, boy, we're going to be wearing ourselves out at the get-go. We're doing just like the boys do in real life. A couple of weeks ago on Memorial Day weekend, we're going 500 miles, 200 laps in Indy in the open wheel cars. And for a lot of people that are brave, that will be joining us in the broadcast booth, we're also going 600 miles, 400 laps in the 87 Cup cars at Charlotte. We're going to be calling 600 laps of racing. That's not counting if we have overtime coming up this Sunday. Wow.
Tyler Goodwin's looking for some dodgeball action there with Ben Stiller on their front from that movie. I believe it is from Dodgeball.
Yeah, Dodgeball.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit. Well, I gotta start doing my homework and getting prepared for that one because I don't have any IndyCar overlay graphics that I haven't used in a long time, actually, Wes. So I've got to get cracking on that one, my friend. Of course, NASCAR style, yes, I'm always making improvements to that. But because we don't do an IndyCar series, and I don't really do an IndyCar series currently at the moment with anybody else, I've got to get building on that, mate, and get it all prepared for Nazareth's first time at IndyCar. Ooh, a bit of squeezing going on there. Chad Ross, Chris Cinnamon. Now, they should be aware that Chris Cinnamon...
I found myself watching the Grand Prix of Detroit over the weekend, and then my heart went out to Santino Ferrucci for AJ Foyt Racing. Santino Ferrucci finally gets himself a podium IndyCar finish, and they strip it away from him.
Oh, how come? Was it a late
tech
penalty?
Driver ballast. Yeah.
And 90% of the time, that's not the driver's fault. That's the team not setting something up. So, driver just jumps in the car there, and, well, that's how it pans out. There's positive news to that one, my friend. My fellow Australian driver, Oscar Piastri, won the Formula One Spanish GP and still leading the World Drivers' Championship.
Yes.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
It was all I could do to keep from falling asleep from Monaco. That was
I don't even know why you watch Monaco, my friend. Fans don't even watch Monaco. We just watch the highlights.
Because it's Memorial Day. By the way, we're closing in on the last lap. Coming by for stage number 2. Lucas Lyons, there he is up in front. And that Cofield Chevrolet number 53, he'll come down to the line. He'll see the green and white checkered flag, followed by the caution. And he is your Glass Mechanic Stage 2 winner here in the playoffs at Kansas.
Where's Toto?
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, but Lucas Lyons, well, he's from Owensboro. I don't know where that is. You'd have to tell me where that is, Wesley. This is all your neck of the woods.
Owensboro, Kentucky. Man, that's the home of Darrell Waltrip and Michael Waltrip, the Waltrip family. Yeah. And at one time, NASCAR driver David Strimmy was from Owensboro, Kentucky as well. now big in the modifieds. Speaking of another man that's got a pretty good night going for him so far, let's catch up with the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon. 7th at the end of Stage 2, winner of Stage number 1. Chris, just out here racing for fun, man. Not looking at a championship, but Chuck looks really good in the Copper 3.
No, thanks, guys. Appreciate that, but she's still early. I'm going to get some VR issues or internet connection issues before we know it.
What type of mentality do you drive when you're not racing for a championship? The good, the bad, the ugly for you?
Oh, man, that's this season I'm almost just ready to get it over with, but I'm just having fun. Some good racing up here. I just want to put some good races together. 2 seconds here, boys.
Yep, let's let him finish.
All right, buddy. There's Chris Cinnamon. We're going to let him pit. And there's his thoughts. The Stage 1 winner, Chris Cinnamon, I believe, with Upfront Motorsports. And we're going to try to grab the Stage 2 winner here, Chris. Chris, good luck the rest of the way, buddy. Thanks for your time.
No, thanks, guys. And apologize to Roger there earlier. I thought she was going to get loose, and I got tight and kind of cut him off there. So hopefully he didn't get too much damage.
Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's Chris Cinnamon. And before we do let him go as well, let's grab Lucas Lyons, part of the Warrior Racing Esports team, and we'll bring him into the broadcast booth real quickly before we take a network timeout. And Lucas, Stage 2 winner and highest points man. Well, how's things going, sir?
It's not too bad. Clean air is really helping me out with grip in the corners and stuff like that. But 53 looks really good out front.
I don't know if you caught that or not, man. My sinuses are killing me, and I started to sneeze mid-sentence. But a good solid run you got going for you right now, Lucas. And obviously, what's it going to take to pull this off and go to victory lane for Team Blue and advance yourself to the semifinal round?
Right now, I'm just working on covering Stephen Thomas and Andrew Harris. I saw that Stephen Thomas got third in that first stage. So I took tires on that caution during that second stage and got the stage win. So I'm 3 up on him and 10 up on Harris. So mainly, I'm not even focused on winning a race. If a race win comes, that's great and all. We'll lock myself into the semifinal round. But right now, I'm just focused on finishing better than Andrew Harris and Stephen Thomas.
You got a feeling the fireworks are about to begin here for Stage 3, Lucas?
Oh, there's going to be a lot of fireworks. This isn't running as green as I would like it, but hopefully it can play into my strategy. I know I got a good short-run truck here and hopefully a better long run. So we'll see what happens.
There you go. There's the thoughts of Lucas Lyons, and we are not going to go to break because they're coming to green.
Yeah. See, that's exactly he's got the right mentality on that one from old Double L Lucas Lyons. He knows that his battles with Thomas and Harris, and he knows that hey, if they get that victory or get that race win, that's great. You know, that's a bonus. But he knows he's calculating already in his head, isn't it? How many points he has to those 2 drivers in the blue, and that's what you need to be doing in this playoff format this season, Wes.
Stage number 3. This is the run to the checkered flag in the opening round of the quarterfinals at Kansas, and we are back underway. By the way, you heard from Chris Cinnamon and Lucas Lyons. They are your Stage 1 and 2 winners, and now the run to the finish is on.
How about Kerry as well, too, making his way up into P2, P3 position, battling it out with Rob Richards. So that's good for him, and that's in the yellow bracket, too, that he needs. And he's got Peacock down there in 22nd, and Larson's out. So all he has to do is just maximise his points against Peacock, and he's looking good in his bracket. Partly cloudy with no chances of meatballs there for the weather.
Partly cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I love that.
No chance of meatballs. Side-by-side action up the front here with Richards and Lyons. Richards not in the playoffs, but is certainly here to bring a bit of action into the rest of the field there to deny perhaps Lucas Lyons the win there, or Justin Lumpkin, who's always in a solid position again, though. He's still in that P4 position. He's been up that P2, P3, around there all day. He's playing it safe at the moment, but he's got LaBeouf catching him just a little bit back in P7.
Who's being nice right now, right? That's the question. Who's being nice? Who's getting ready to be aggressive, if you will, and say, okay, man, it's go time.
And Hugh Lyons out there actually chimes into the chat and says, hey, he's Boy Lucas. Jeremy Mayfield. The Green brothers from Owensboro. Yeah, exactly. And Rooster Community. Don't forget Wesley. I can't read that for a second. Wesley, you could probably read that, Wes. Something.
What am I reading? What in the chat?
Yeah, from Rooster's
Green
Community.
Brothers, the Green Brothers, all from Owensboro, Kentucky. Yes. And Jeremy Mayfield's from Owensboro, Kentucky. The Waltrips are from Owensboro. Roosters Community, that of course is our buddy Cody Deemers. And yes, as soon as I finish announcing 1,100 miles, Dean, I commit to another iRacing broadcast on Elevated TV and CRN, the Leadfoot Racing League.
That's what that is. Okay, I couldn't quite make out what that meant, but thank you very much for elaborating that one. Rail Mazza on the back there of Craig, pushing it almost through wide there, but he might think twice about sliding it down on the inside apron there. At the moment, they'll just chase each other around here at Kansas. Stephen Thomas, Tyler Goodwin a little bit further back there. James Kaufman on a big battle back here there with Bo Tiffany. Jonathan Colefield coming back up through the field as well too. Remember, 13 places down currently for where the pole sitter, at least up the front, not the pole sitter, but Colefield right up in the mix as well. Let's see where those fireworks are going to start coming out there, Wes.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. On board, Cofield, inside, outside, makes a run. That's going to be the 58 right in the middle of the storm. Trying to climb back into the top 10.
Here comes Brady.
Well, that goes on. Kerry Tribune, Brady LaBeouf behind him. Up top side, up against the safer barrier. He's going to be the longest running racer of NASRA, Robert Richards. And Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, winner last week at Michigan. And I ruined the voice there, Dean. I just don't have it like you do.
It's Piggy. But yeah, you've got more importantly, Brady LaBeouf now has jumped ahead of Justin Lumpkin, so he's got the lead in the red group. Now, remember, Lumpkin probably did finish ahead a couple of times of Brady LaBeouf in those stage breaks, but we'll see how it pans out later on into this race. Luke Smith, Lacomi is leading that one. Kerry leading the yellow. Cherry leading the green. And Lions, of course, leading the race, and also the blue bracket. It's like you're going back to kindergarten, isn't it, with all the colours?
It is, man. Yes, sir. I love it. And I love the colors. I love that you got out the crayons and did some awesome graphics down there. And yes, Elevated TV, thank you, Cody Deemers, Rooster. He has, we have been promoting the NASRA 1100 on the Elevated TV iRacing platforms as well, Dean. So that's pretty cool. One iRacing service podcast network promoting another, obviously.
Good to see Brady having a good race at the moment, but let's touch wood that he can bring it home at the moment. Matt Cherry's hanging with them. He's maintaining his gap over Diebold down there in piece 17 in the group. I'm just trying to see where I think that's the one that's also missing in that group, isn't it? It's Phil Pappas that's out of this race, so he's essentially only got one other driver at this point to maximise points on. In the green bracket, there was it. It was the only I thought that we could kind of like allow the viewers at home there to try to get an idea how this format's panning out there, is to isolate them like that. Otherwise, it gets too confusing, isn't it? Try to figure out who's where, what, you know.
Pretty much. That's kind of the predicament that we're in right now. As Lions in the lead.
It's getting spicy and dicey in the middle field here at the moment too, as they're going
Spicy.
3 wide. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
drop it like a tart. It's definitely the Hornet's Nest or the Dingo's Cave over here. Dingoes don't live in a cave, by the way. Yeah, dingoes don't bark. Well, barely bark. So if you're worried
You
about
said
having
dingo?
a barking, yeah, if you're
A dingo?
yeah, if you're worried about having a barking dog, just get a dingo. You won't have to worry about that. But they do howl. They do howl, Wesley.
That'd scare the crap out of me in the middle of the night. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think I'd rather just hear a Shih Tzu barking. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me. Side by side doorbang in action. Yeah, we got two or three of them next door that just go off tap at anything. They'll bark at their own shadow if they have to, and so my brother drives him absolutely nuts.
By the way, I want to say thank you also. Dean, can I say thank you to Cody Deemers? Cody Deemers is my undercover social media IT guy. As you know, my Facebook account got banned because I was literally accused of illegal advertising.
What?
And, oh, God, yeah, man. I just put a post out there congratulating my son from being a kid to growing up to being a man, graduating, and they said that was illegal advertising, and they banned my account. And they banned my name. And they banned my IP address, whatever you want to call it. So I had to have the help of my buddy who's in the chat box, Roosters Community, for helping me get another one up and going. So I appreciate that, man. His services are available if you want to pay him.
Couldn't they just? I don't understand that. Couldn't they just file it and say, hey, please have a look at it? It's probably maybe some sort of crazy automatic AI bot or something like that's done it, and then you need somebody to manually have a look at it.
Those clowns at social media, don't even get me started. I'm going to get on a soapbox about those idiots in social media on Facebook. They're not real people. Mark Zuckerberg is the biggest clown around. And I will tell you this, the liberals, and there is no way to file an appeal. There is no way to request for help. There is no way to say, hey, man, you got this wrong. When they block you, they block you.
Yeah.
And they don't even say penny for your thoughts, Chief. Okay, that's my rant. I'm done.
All right.
I got beef and it's with Facebook, but I'm back.
Well, I barely use it these days, mate, so that's why I'm going to be glad I don't. I only use it for connections.
We need to make an iRacing social network. What do you think?
Yes.
An iRacing social platform.
Exactly. We do have one. It's the NASRA community, my friend.
There you go.
Brady LaBeouf.
By the way,
making it 3 wide, maybe?
What is it? North American Sim Racing Association.com.
Yes, sir.
Pardon the pun to the segue there.
Here comes the boss man down on the inside.
How cool is it going to be, Dean, when we have a bunch of new drivers racing with us on Sunday? You know, and who's going to do the double?
Oh, yeah, that'll be coming down to those drivers that are used to those endurance races there, Wes. I know there is another endurance race coming up this weekend as well, too, for Nuremberg, and that's the Nordschleife one that has 160 corners or whatever. You know, that one that goes all the way through the forest in Germany, and that's a tough one. That's a 24-hour race, so there'll be teams of, depending on how many. I think there's a minimum amount of driving that you have to do. But you got to get your teammates out there, and you got to focus because night racing, you go into it's 24 hours, so all you're going to see is headlights and brake lights. A lot of the field. So that some of the drivers, I don't think any of the drivers here at NASRA know where we could be doing it, but some of the drivers will be doing that. But those drivers that are used to those endurance races should really not break a sweat too much in doing back-to-backs here in the NASRA for our special event.
That's crazy. Wow. So there you know. The more you know.
Yeah, I wonder if you're going to have like Max Verstappen that sits in there. Believe it or not, the Formula 1 driver, he finishes up a race, or sometimes even before a race. He gets on the iRacing and does a race before the Formula 1 race.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But when he finishes a race, he jumps on his racing rig and does a 5-hour race or something like that. I mean, the man's already got, a private jet and unlimited, really, sources of money. He's one of the highest paid sportsmen in the world. And he goes, I'll just go get on a racing sim and start winning some races. No prizes, really, for winning any of that. He just loves racing.
I know that we close it on 40 laps to go here, and If we don't have another caution quiet here so far, I don't want to jinx anything. The last 20 laps has been great, but green flag pit stops might happen. Dean, how crazy will that shake things up for the finish of the race, especially if we see drivers making green flag pit stops at the end of this thing here?
Yeah, you're right, Wes. And on top of it, how about those tyres? They've been punishing those tyres now for a good chunk of laps. I'll show you that information as well, too, for the stint length that they've been doing. There it is. So you can see most of the time tonight, due to those cautions, they've done really no more than 20, you can see, 23 or so laps on those tyres and gasoline as well, too. Now they're doing 24, so this is the first time they've really ventured that deep on green flag running. So we're going to see how deep the well goes, my friend. How deep the well is in the rabbit hole? How deep the rabbit hole is?
Let's go down to the rabbit hole, shall we?
Yes. JD Larson in the middle there, Caulfield and Thomas.
By the way, you'll get a kick out of this, Dean. I know you will, because you like to butcher my name. You call me crazy things. So, I guess according to Cody, in addition to banning my account, IP address, whatever you want to call it, I don't know how they did it. They're jerks. Whatever they did, they tried to ruin my social life on Facebook. In addition to that, if you try to put my name in, it immediately flags it, and it says that's not available, that's not allowed, whatever, Wesley Outland, whatever. So the crazy mind of Cody, Dean, had to come up with Wellesley Outland, and Outland is my first name, Wellesley is my last.
Hey,
so
Wellesley.
it's not Wesley, it is Welsey. I feel like I'm part of your native Australian world right now.
There you are.
Wellesley sounds Australian, doesn't
Wellesley,
it?
yeah, we'd call you Wellesley. Absolutely. We'll give you a nickname, Wellesley.
Wellesley. It's Wellesley.
This is some great battling out back here of JD's. Trying to find a way past, isn't he? Old Stephen Thomas and Caulfield. And
I gave
JD.
him the third degree last night whenever he told me that this is all I could come up with you. I was like, what the hell, man? Why? Wellesley? Really? Where did this come from?
I like it. Chris Cinnamon is taking that gamble.
Inside.
He's going into pit. So it might be the first of those pit stops that you were talking about just before there, Wesley. So it's not a super speedway, so it doesn't matter so much about you having to get that nice slipstream from the drivers. It's always good to have a dancing partner. I would say you don't want to be left on the dance floor all alone. And Chris Cinnamon has elected to do that, but they're pretty spread out across the track now too, Wes.
They are.
As you can see. Well, half the track's clear. Almost. Here's Robbie Richards looking to put a bit of pressure there on Kerry. Kerry shouldn't be putting up too much of a fight on that one, knowing that Larson is out of this race in his bracket. And Peacock's down there in the P15th position. Make that 14th now as he's battling it out with Lumpkin.
Lucas Lyons leads Brady LaBeouf now, where he struggled earlier in the race. He's up to second. Kerry Tribute third. Robert Richards up 15 spots to fourth. There you see those two drivers on the track right now. And Jonathan Cofield.
Yeah, this is close,
falling
isn't it?
back, but he's in the top 10 battling with Cherry. And there's Luke Smith also. Up 17 spots is Luke Smith.
And they're not safe as well, too, from Tyler Goodwin. He's down there in Pig 10. So that's the closest bracket battle you can currently see in this race. Lucas had a bit of a challenge. Thomas is back there a little bit, snapping into the fence there at the moment. It's Caulfield. Perhaps those tyres are starting to fall off the cliff there, Wesley, as he's making a little bit of game there on Luke Smith. Stephen Thomas will be next up to try to take Camet to the shed. Pit stops. Lucas in. And Matthew Cherry. So they can't. There's the answer to your question there, Wesley. We know they can't go to the end.
Money stop. This is the money stop right here.
Yes, it is, sir.
and a whole gaggle of trucks. What about a dozen or so coming down pit lane at lap number 114, ready to battle this one for the finish. How sweet it is.
The rest are coming in too, Wes. Led by this man, Robert Richards, and they are all coming down. Maybe some of those drivers like Chris Cinnamon, who did come. Remember Chris Cinnamon? We said he came down a couple of laps earlier. Wonder if that's going to pay off the undercut there for the Spice Man. What if he's just going to jump everybody? I know Lucas Lyons and all that's heading out of pit road. They've been heading out of pit road there, but they haven't got up to full speed yet. Let's have a look. Chris Cinnamon's going to be coming at these guys tooth for nail. You want Spice, my friend? You're getting it delivered here.
Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, man on a mission, flying through the field. He's a lap down, but he's trying to get back on the lead lap right now in the top 20. Look at how fast these trucks are when they take on new tires, man. Everybody else is like just sitting ducks, if you will. Or sitting frogs, pardon the pun.
Starting to take this lead of the race there because Jeffrey Johnson's the last one to take a pit stop now. Actually, Tom Lester as well, too, and a couple of the drivers further back. But that means there he is. Lucas Lyons, the Stage 2 Glass Mechanic winner. Now back into the top there with a significant gap, you'd have to say, over Brady LaBeouf there of almost 2.5 seconds there on lap 117 with 29 laps to go there. Wesley. Or what did I call you again? What was your...
Wellesley.
There it is, Wellesley.
Outland Wellesley. Outland Wellesley on Facebook. Find me. Send me a friend request. I'll add you. I need to build up my numbers. Oh. JD Larson, you're on board with him.
JDZ.
And he's in the top 10. He's in 9th. JDZ for sure.
JDZ.
Look at that. Got the skull. Got the skull bones there.
Oh, yeah. He's not, unfortunately, in the playoffs, but he's denying some of these drivers some crucial points. And that's what he is doing currently at the moment. He's been having around these cars at the moment. He's got the 44 there of Stephen Thomas and Coalfield up the road as well, too. So that'll be an interesting battle to watch between these drivers. Have you subscribed and have you liked? I'm seeing at the moment we've only got 2 likes out there, Wes.
Yes, we need likes.
We need likes.
We need likes. People like it and subscribe. I just liked it myself, but I haven't subscribed. I've done subscribe. Yeah,
that's fine. I just liked it myself as well too, because I'm supporting these drivers doing fantastic jobs. Hey, we're just pointing the cameras and talking about them there, Wesley. They're the ones who have to sweat it out in their racing rigs, and also on top of it, try to get themselves the ultimate points and positions to continue their championship dreams here in the playoffs. Further back in the field, you've got
down to the home stretch to this one.
Justin Lumpkin's back here now. Remember, he was running right up there constantly around the P4, P5 position, and now in the third stage. Let's see whether or not that strategy's paid off for him or any different. But they took tyres as well too for Justin, so he's got to get himself back up into that top 10. I think car's going to go.
Whoa! Lumpkin! Sideways! He's contact with Sus! Into the outside safer barrier! Hard for the 80! And you see the dejection and the frustration on the look, shaking his head in disbelief. Justin Lumpkin in 18.
That's so unfortunate, just as I was speaking it. Sorry about that, Justin. Just as I was talking about you too, mate. I do apologise on that one. I hate to see that happen to any of the drivers there, Wesley, but we did happen to capture it live and on the camera. I have to say, it's a little bit calm and collected than what I thought. You see, I would probably be throwing the steering wheel around the room or something like that in frustration, but good old Justin, he's a little bit calmer and cooler than I am, because you're going to see right now in the replay what happened there. It's just Mazza gets into the back of him, doesn't he? And he's probably trying his absolute best on that steering wheel, mate, to fight that truck just to keep it out of the fence. You saw it in the camera, and then he gets tagged by the 80 coming up pretty fast there, and then at that point you've got no hope of saving it anymore. Pit stops, Wesley. Brady LaBeouf going in
Now,
again.
my question is this. If you already pitted, do you come back in and pit again? Is that worth the gamble to do it again?
Well, these drivers are doing it. But Lucas Lyons didn't. Tyler Goodwin didn't. Luke Smith, Roger Diebold, Nate Mauer, Bo Tiffany, James Kaufman haven't. Cody as well. But Caulfield has, Harris have, Cherry. You can see a lot of those drivers down in pit road at the moment there, Wesley. So they are saying with 23 to go, they must have extra sets of tyres available for them. They're not going to really worry too much about the gasoline, but it's the tyres. Some drivers are, I'm seeing at the moment, taking only one set of tyres on the side, and some of them are taking a full 4 freshies. That's going to give them some speed advantage, but they're going to drop track position too. So that's the gamble that those drivers are going to be paying off there, Wes.
Caution and 7th one of the night, under 25 to go. We take a break and we get ready for a showdown.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back, and we got Alan Wellesley in the booth here for the playoffs there. Wellesley?
Oh my God,
Mate.
I love you. That's all I can say, Ozzy. I love you.
How do you think this gamble of taking tyres is going to pay off for some of those drivers? They've dropped track position like Brady LaBeouf now, P11 there, Wellesley, but they
Wellesley, then I'm changing that stuff, all right? I'm telling you. Wow. Let's go back to green. Back to it again. Green flag in the air. Ready to settle it out here.
and it's interesting as well too, Wesley. You'd have to go
Anybody
back.
could win this thing too. You know that?
Boff would be the first driver that's currently running in P9 on the freshies. The rest of these drivers didn't come back in. Last time they went in was about 1:14, 1:15 for those laps there, Jacob. So they're going to keep that track position, but for how long? Those drivers on freshies.
Very true. Freshies.
My freshies.
Yes.
Have a look at the moment now, the difference here in the scoring ticker and the top 10 there. Only Bo Tiffany's the only one that's not on championship contender, and Kaufman, I mean. So everybody's just pulling their ace cards out now at the moment. They've gone to the poker table and they're holding full houses, 4 of a kind, straight flushes. Who's got a raw flush?
Premier Racing setups, 20 to go. We go side by side, even though we got 19 to go. Thanks to Premier. I just missed it by a lap.
Oh, that's it.
We raced on.
Premier Racing setups don't miss timing by a lap, Wesley. They're on time all the
Yeah,
time.
by one lap. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's all right. You're feeling under the weather. We'll let you get away with that one. Oh, this is getting good in the neighbourhood up the road here, my friend. A couple of drivers are starting to slowly flirt with that fence. They didn't buy it some flowers. They didn't take it out for a nice romantic dinner. And they might be sleeping on the sofa.
That's right.
but they'll be sleeping hopefully on the sofa, knowing that their car's fitted with the Premier Racing setups. Wesley, make it go quicker. I reckon Premier Racing setups would be a good start for us to get if we ever get behind the wheel there and get driving in iRacing. That's one thing I would definitely grab immediately, is some decent setups.
So,
and then just see how bad I am as a driver. But at least I have the right setups to set up my car, because that's one of the hardest things everybody's ever told me to do in iRacing, mate. Get setups. That's
sorry about that. I had to step away and sneeze again. I couldn't stop sneezing again, man. Wow.
Yeah, mate. Ouch. Ooh, who's up in the fence again? Is that Harris? Oh, I can't quite see at the moment, mate, because they're everywhere at the moment. Bad. Is this? Wait, you want to talk about taking a gamble for the pit stops? That's paying off at the moment for Caulfield and Brady. Brady's up the top, right there in the lead of this race with 16 to go, Wesley. And
yes,
Caulfield
sir.
may be looking to slice that P2 position, if not that P as soon as well too. So, further back, Tributes also that elected to go down 122. He is making his way through the field. Some of those, and a few, Stephen Thomas and Matt Terry might be coming through there as well. So, that is a gamble that I'd have to say currently at the moment there, Wesley, is paying off.
$15 to go at the line, closing in the finish at this one. And look at Cofield diving on the bottom. That's LaBeouf. Brady LaBeouf. Remember the TNT he had earlier, the trials and tribulations he went through. One time up in the top 5, fell all the way back to 30th. LaBeouf now in the lead, trying to go to the semifinals. Season 2 champion, leading them off at turn number 4.
Yeah, other drivers like Kermit the Frog there and Stephen Thomas also on. The Frog's not actually. Stephen Thomas is on some of those fresh tyres. He's trying to make a move and he's making them go. Andrew Harris as well too, Matt Cherry. Luke Smith's got to do anything possibly can here at the moment with the grip that he has on those tyres just to stay inside that top 10 with 13 to go. Same with Lucas Lyons. He might be struggling a little bit here, but somehow he's got a nice little toe from Caulfield, and we have a caution.
Oh, he got trouble. I bet you it's Kermit, and it is. He's in the wall. Luke Smith, we just caught a glimpse of it, and a feel of the storm was brewing. And there is the Category 5 hurricane, or tornado, if you will, here in virtual Kansas. Wow, look at it again.
It's got to be squeezed up against the fence, isn't it there, Wes? I'd say that's probably what it is. And then there'll be contact coming down into the corner there before the turn, just before the turn. It looks like the 87 gets into him, and the 55, I think, just holds on that. Whoa. That is a serious impact. Thank for only the virtual world, but when you're flying lid into the fence, into the catch fence at that speed, ouch. He's towed that one straight back there. That's beyond repair there, Wes. Let's go back and have a look at that one again. That's a little frightening, so if you have small children in the room, please look away.
Put the women and children in bed.
Bang! That's like head first into the fence, isn't it? I think that would have probably bent those roll bars as well, too, if that was the real world. We'll have to look at it again, too, from the far chase camera there, Wes. You see, he's coming off there as well, and the 87 just there gets into him. Race control, but definitely looking at the 01. Luke Smith will not be a happy camper. Back to live pitches, Wes. We have drivers now going down the pit road.
And,
So
and listen, you got less than 5 sets of tires left, and a lot of guys do use them. And that's exactly what we're watching. They're pitting.
Now, will that be a reverse situation there? Will the drivers that came in on lap 122, will they now be sitting ducks from the likes of Roger Diebold, who came down on that last lap there, 134? Jonathan Caulfield, Lucas Lyons, Andrew Harris, and all those drivers behind them. They're the ones now with the freshies, Wes. Roger White Diebold actually took a 9-second pit stop, so he might have only taken 1 set of tyres, but Jonathan Caulfield, Lucas Lyons, and all that had those extra sets. Remember at the start at the top of the hour, we're talking about there was 6 sets, so 5 extra sets available with the set that you start the race with. They probably used them all up there. We don't know if the rest of the drivers up the top end of Brady LaBeouf there and Kerry Tribute, Stephen Thomas, and that, if they've actually used all their sets of tyres. But they didn't come down. They didn't sacrifice track position. The big difference between now and then, Wesley, is the fact that there are only 10 laps to go now, whereas before there was 23. You do your math back there
Just
too, Wes.
concluding our 8th caution, our 8th Surf Pro yellow flag. And remember, they still got unlimited attempts at overtime, and there's still going to be 9 to go when we go back to the restart here.
They should be good on fuel, you would imagine, because of those late cautions generally across the line. But remember, those unlimited green-white checkers also means you have to stretch your fuel take out. I mean, if you calculated, okay, I've only got 10 laps to go at the moment, what if you got an extra 3 or 6 laps or something like that to go on green-white checkers? Then you have to come down, then you're going to drop track position. So, many ifs at the situation here, but some new faces up here at the moment, up the front there. And let's see if they can get themselves... Well, important, of course, all for those top 4 there. Chris Cinnamon, of course, if he wins, it just denies everybody else from it. But Brady LaBeouf, Kerry Tribute, Cherry, and Thomas, that means they get through to the next round and don't even have to worry about next week so much, Wes.
Back underway. You're exactly right. If you're one of these guys in the colored bracket and you win, you're on to the semifinals. You don't have to worry about the wild cards. It might be Super Speedway Atlanta next Monday night. Kerry Tribute on the inside. Battles LaBeouf in the middle lane. He throws the block and kills the momentum for the 7, and we got a caution again.
Yep, James Kaufman, it looks like. There he is. And
wow.
He's coming together.
Boy.
Cody Knott, unfortunately, again. Poor Cody's
Cody Knott
another
cannot
one.
catch a break. You know that. Poor Cody Knott, man.
Slow in that car and that truck as well, too, isn't it? That's off. That's off. Oh, you can see. Oh, Kaufman's already lost it. Cody's just saying, "Why me? I was doing nothing wrong. I'm sitting on the outside. I was just, driving, just trying to bring this truck home." And then, unfortunately, as you saw, Kaufman was already starting to lose it, and at that point, it's just nowhere to go for Cody. But let's have a look at Kaufman.
Another look at it on board.
You'll see that the rear starts to slide. He's trying to correct it there. There it is.
And for the most part, wow! Man, what a hit for the 25! Ironically, 25 and 26 crash.
Oh, dear. Who was that comes flying down on the inside here? So, there it is, because Kaufman's scrubbing off pace.
Harris right there.
Yep, it's 87 Harris now. It helps.
Wow.
If Harris wasn't there, it wouldn't have pushed him into Cody as well. But no, Harris, of course, had to take the opportunity to go down the inside there because Kaufman was already scrubbed a lot of speed there. And there it is. So that's unfortunate. James Kaufman causing the incident that's unfortunately put Cody out of this race, I'd say, because that engine might be blowing. But that's the situation there, Wesley. This makes it better. Actually, you know who's going to make this better for this race? Lucas Lyons. Because he's the one that went down on lap 1:34 with the freshest tyres. There it is there. Same as Caulfield, same as Tiffany behind him. By prolonging this race, also helps them get a bit of a better jump start. With the fresher tyres, you're much more confident as they get up in the temperature to have the traction into the corners. So they're loving these restarts. They're going to help them try to catch the likes of Brady, Kerry, and Matt Cherry.
Subscribe and like. And yes, we are still in the regular scheduled distance when they come back to green. It will be 5 laps to go.
And this time around, Wesley does not have Law knocking on his door saying, what are you doing scoping out that gas station there, Wesley? You go,
Yeah, for sure.
some Sunco gasoline, my friend. I've got a race coming up.
Outland Weldsy. Outland Weldsy, my alter ego, is still not being carried away in
There he is.
handcuffs.
Hello, Jacob.
Yeah, there you go.
Couldn't make it here this evening, but there you are, Wes. That was you and Jacob.
Yeah,
at
Jacob
what
was
track?
telling me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jacob, that was me and Jacob in Georgia at North Georgia Speedway, Chatsworth, Georgia. Yeah. That was a good time. Good moments to be able to meet him. Pace truck is in. I met Adam Newbert as well. Adam Newbert. I met Adam Newbert one time. Yep. Inaugural series champion for this Monday series. Back to green. 5 laps to go here at Kansas. LaBeouf, season 2 champion, trying to punch his ticket into the semifinals. He leads them, Dean, off 2.
He's got to hold off any of these drivers at the moment. Going to be looking to get themselves progressed through, apart from Robert Richards, who's just here to steal the win away from everybody else if he can. I'm keeping my eyes peeled. Lucas lines up to P5 at the moment. He's in the middle of this hornet's nest, but it's not just easy to be overtaking anybody when there's no space there. He's going to go inside opening. He's got the traction. He's going to P3 now. He's enough time for him to Brady. Those tires through action. Look at this. Any slip up at the moment, we get one of the caution. We couldn't get the overtime. Brady holding off at the moment, but for how Wesley?
Oh, they're in the wall. You're getting very modulated and pixelated, Dean. I think it's your mic volume when you just get overexcited. It's cutting in and out. They come to the line. 3 laps to go. LaBeouf in the lead. Lyons and Thomas. Remember, they're in the blue bracket. They're going to try to gang up on LaBeouf in Team Red. And here comes Lyons there,
Yes,
Dean,
sir.
on the inside of Brady.
Yeah, this is
Brady,
it.
will he battle back?
That's those tyres, mate. That is those tyres coming into play big time. Caulfield's also going to get a nice tow with him as well, too. That gamble's paid off for these drivers. It paid off earlier for Brady, LaBeouf and Thomas. But this time, my friend, the wheel has spun in the opposite direction. That pit stop that they took late is paying off. Brady's going to hold on for dear life here to save himself from Nate Mount, who's got those freshies as well, too. Just to get onto that podium position here. It's going to be interesting. 2 to go.
It is Lyons in the lead. Cofield inside, dive bomb on the 24. Here comes Bauer to follow. They're coming to the white flag, side by side. Lyons now falls to the lead of Cofield, and LaBeouf now back in the hornet's nest. What happened to the 24? Darren's detail and shine, 1 to go. LaBeouf all the way in 6th. Lyons in the lead. Cofield to the inside. A couple of Cofield-sponsored machines battle side by side. Who's going to the semifinal round? They bounce off one another below the apron. Jonathan Cofield gets it, and Thomas spins off 4. Crashing below the start-finish line is Thomas, and Jonathan Cofield is going to win the race and go to the semifinals for his preferred bracket.
And how's that too for Lucas Lyons there? Just almost getting him towards the end there. Nate Mauer managed to get up into that P3 position. Those drivers that went down on that lap 134 there, Wes, they finished 1st and 5th. Brady LaBeouf, unfortunately, couldn't bring it home there. He ended up finishing in that 6th place.
And by the way, it was nearly a photo finish at the line between Cofield and Lyons. Timing and scoring for me only goes to 0.01, but it was that friggin' close between Cofield and Lyons coming to the finish. And by the way, Dean, if we can catch the crash with the 44 of Stephen Thomas on the replay here as we see Cofield burning it down. There was a wreck after they crossed the line. Let's get the finish of the race, though, first. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to see here, Wesley, how close that was when they go across the line. This is on the last lap with the checkers coming up soon.
Time of race, 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 15 seconds. Watch this. Look at how close this is. How close this is. Look at this. Oh, baby.
There. Woo! And old
Who
Cofield
wants it
gets
more? They're
And-
both in teammate trucks, and the Cofield sponsor in the 58 and 53. And Mumford, Alabama's Auburn Tiger fan, Jonathan Cofield, War Eagle. They're doing a damn good job in the College World Series playoffs. And Cofield picks up the win here in the Florida Cabinet Distributors 200, 220. And there's the wreck in the back. It started, I believe, Dean, with the 44 of Stephen Thomas. You need to find him first.
Yes, sir. Here's Stephen Thomas.
He's the first guy I saw really sideways here.
Oh, they're absolutely pushing it. Absolutely pushing it. You can see the 44. He's in the middle at that point too, Wesley. There.
There's the shot. That's Robert Richards to the inside of Thomas.
Yeah.
And oh my, Richards bicycles up and over into the wall. Another truck. I believe that's Larson. Wow. Who was the silver and red truck? Was that Larson? I believe it was. He just got sideswiped to another planet.
Oh, there was a Larson there as well too, my friend. But we'll go over those results and we'll see if we can get a replay of that one in a second. So,
wow, did you see that hit?
It's fireworks.
You wanted fireworks on the track and on the up in the air. You got them. You're exactly right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at the results of the Florida Cabinet Distributors 220. Jonathan Cofield is your winner. Lucas Lyons second, Nate Bauer third. We're going to have to grab post-race quickly if you want me to do it because I have another iRacing broadcast obligation at the top of the hour. It's going to be Diebold, Goodwin, LaBeouf, Peacock, Tribune, Meza, Thomas, top 10. How about this one? Richards, Johnson, Larson, Harris. Even though they all crashed at the end, they did cross the line. It is official. Bo Tiffany, top 15. Matt Cherry, Chris Cinnamon, Dan Hagan, all in the top 20, joining Craig Schroeder and Chad Ross there, Dean.
Yeah, exactly, Adam. You get Joshua Sussler, fairly incidents, and we get into the lap car, truck section of Lester Kaufman, not Smith, Luke Smith. At the end of the day, 13 laps down, isn't it? Justin Lumpkin, Joey Stiers, further down the field there, Lee Bailey the third there, Cole Larson there, the retirements that came out early with Phil Pappas, Colton Hogan, and our race control. We're going to quickly go to a commercial there, Wes, and the three finishing podium drivers. Don't go anywhere.
We will. We're going to go to a commercial. Cofield, Lyons, and Maurer joins us next. Stay with us. Accurate Kansas Speedway, the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series bracket playoffs roll on, and Jonathan Cofield, you are going to the semifinals, winning the Florida Cabinet Distributors 220. It was a wild one. How fitting, battling with you and a friend in Lucas Lyons for the finish.
Yeah, that was fun. We're not on the same team this season. We kind of got in here separate, but teammates on Friday night. But yeah, awesome. I was telling him, I don't think we've ever fought for the win like that. But yeah, congratulations to him and Nate. I mean, that was a long race, man. Got damaged. My teammate, the 87, pushed up and got me in the wall. Got wheel damage. Had 2 minutes and 40 something odd seconds of damage to fix throughout the race. So yeah, long race for sure. Just glad it's over.
Well, it was a wild one, no doubt about it. What's it mean to you knowing that we're going to the wild card? That is Atlanta. And look at this, man. The foe right at the line. there's how close it was. Literally a photo finish almost between the Cofield sponsored machines. But Jonathan, going to the semifinals, man. What does that mean to go to the next round quickly and race for a championship?
Oh, I'm ready for it, man. Had some bad luck here lately. Hopefully we're gonna turn it around. VR is acting a little better. Shoot, I'm ready. I'm glad I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Excited.
Buddy, before I let you go, obviously, I know you want to give out some love to Auburn. They're doing well in the college baseball World Series, right? And thank your sponsors also, my friend.
Yeah, just Highline Racing for letting me hang out this season. Everybody at Nazareth for what they do. You and Dean for doing the broadcast. Of course, Jacob Reeves. Just everybody, man. All these series, all these great broadcasts, great set of admins. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Cofield Supply and Service, SM Wrestling Products. You ain't got a button box. Go check those guys out. Use code Bandits1 at checkout. And appreciate Lucas working with me there toward the end.
I wonder if we could show it one more time as we get the final thoughts there, of course, of Jonathan Cofield. But there's of course, the amazing battle of photo finish when it is all said and done at the line. And when it is in the books, it is Jonathan Cofield who picks up the victory. Lucas Lyons joins us. He was the Stage 2 winner. Lucas, you had a feeling the fireworks were going to happen. Boy, you were a part of it and just came mere inches shy of victory. But I know you got a lot of love and admiration and respect for your friend Cofield there.
Yeah, it was definitely a good fight between me and Cofield. I appreciate him working with me to get through the field and then making him duke it out. Like he said, we're teammates on Fridays, and he's a sponsor on my truck, and it was definitely a lot of fun. Just wish I had about a tire length more, make it a good photo finish between me and him. But man, it was fun racing him.
I was gonna say, if you lost to anybody, you'd love to lose to Jonathan Cofield, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, he's definitely the one I'd like to win to. Which, I mean, it's definitely been a while since I've been to victory lane, so I kind of wish I came out with the win, locked myself in. So because I know Harris and Thomas are pretty fast guys, but if I'm definitely gonna lose to anybody, Cofield's probably number one on that list.
Segue this into thanking your sponsors as well, my friend. If you had to go back and change it up on the last lap to try to win, what would you have done different?
I wouldn't have changed anything. He just ran exactly what he needed to do to get the win. But I'd like to thank Top Tier, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing. You're gonna hear a lot of the same sponsors between me and Cofield. Cofield Supply and Service. If you don't have a button box with SM Racing products, use code Bandits1 at checkout on our home loan, Scotty Oliver Racing, and Southeast Tutor.
Now, are you an Auburn fan?
I'm an Oregon football fan.
Oregon Ducks. There you go. All right. Well, Cofield is Auburn all the way. Football, basketball, and yes, even baseball right now. They're doing really good in the college World Series. In the regionals, I think is where it is right now. There you go. Cofield Lions first, second. Let's go to Nate Maurer. Nate, it's been a while, my friend, since I think me and you spoke to one another. It's good to be back up in Podium World, sir.
Yeah, I was just the dog in this pony show between the two top guys of this league.
Okay, what was going through your mind watching these two guys go at it? Was there any chance that you could say, I'm licking my chops, I'm going to try to go after it, or were they just gone?
They had the advantage. They both started a row in front of me there on that restart with fresher tires. I could have took Cofield, I think it was the last lap or second to last lap, 3 wide on the bottom, but I respect him too much. If it was been about 90% of the other guys in this league, I wouldn't have cared and would have sent it in 3 wide on the bottom. But then if I would have done that, Cofield probably would have won. But that was a great race. I was kind of hoping that, I think I've seen Loins door some people before, and I was hoping he was going to door him pretty hard. But I knew that they were teammates on Fridays because I watched the Friday night series.
Yeah.
So I knew they were going to stay clean. I was happy with the third. The 2 guys I'm in my bracket, in my playoff bracket, happened to be my teammates, and they both had bad nights. I got some stage points and finished third, so I feel pretty good going to the piece of trash track we're going to next week.
Oh.
Why do you... I gotta ask you, why do you call it a piece of trash?
Oh, why? I mean, some people say there's skill. I guess there might be a little bit in it, but you have a guy that finishes 30th every weekend here, can easily go out and win that thing next week. So it'll be fun. It's going to play a lot of defense next week, avoiding all the wrecks, and hopefully be there at the end.
Do you have to drive Atlanta like Daytona or Talladega now? Do you have to drive it that way?
I was in a league race there last Tuesday with Brian Chu, and somehow I won. I just stay on the bottom the whole time, and people I just kind of got to save tires a little bit, and you can hold the bottom, you'd be all right. But I don't know, it's not. I'd rather be going back to the old Atlanta.
I got you, Dean. You wanted to chime in, buddy. What you got?
Oh, I was going to say, don't let Jacob hear you anything about Hot Atlanta. That's fine. It's next week. Jacob will be able to talk to you about that one.
I mean, Jacob likes Atlanta. He likes Atlanta. So we got beef.
I like watching in person. I've been there. I'm the whole in PA, but I went there to watch the last race on the old surface, and I was there for the first race on the new surface. So don't get me wrong, it's fun to watch, but not a fan of it driving there.
Well, buddy, before I let you go, man, please thank your sponsors.
I gotta say thanks first and foremost to Jeff Sickles and Dan Gobble. Dan Gobble hangs out with us every night here lately. He's not racing, but does a lot for this league. Does a lot for us. Shout out to my teammates. Hopefully they kind of keep having some bad luck here the next 2 weeks. But it's fun. It's fun battling between me and my two teammates here. But shout out to you guys up in the booth. And shout out to everybody who keeps coming up to make this thing happen, even if you're not in the playoffs.
Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the thoughts of Nate Maurer. 2 Chevrolets and a Toyota finish the race when it is all said and done here tonight. And, of course, now we get ready. Dean, next Monday night.
Yes, sir.
Semifinal round of the quarterfinals, and it will be at Atlanta. And you heard the sentiments of Nate Maurer when he thinks of Atlanta. Jonathan Cofield is automatically going to the semifinals. No matter what happens, he's got to lock in. And, man, I think we're going to see some more wild racing, I think, next Monday night as well. Desperation is we're going to see the drivers that got to make the desperate moves to put themselves in coming soon. I really think that. Your final close of the night.
Yeah, absolutely right. I'll mirror that one there, Wesley. It's as you get deeper and deeper into playoffs, of course, and you're facing elimination, you're going to just throw everything, the kitchen sink, the cats and dogs, whatever you can to do it. You can see on the Around the Oval schedule, of course, we have the Consensus Police Survivors at Detroit, Michigan, and is it Detroit? I'm not sure. It's Michigan anyway. On Friday, same time,
it's Michigan.
Same network.
Michigan. It is. It's Michigan.
And then we're back to, as you mentioned, Hot Atlanta. And, of course, don't forget about what's coming up.
Man, looking forward to this one. We're going to go 1,100 miles, not only for drivers of NASRA on the track, but also in the broadcast booth. It is the inaugural NASRA 1,100. Yes, do not let that graphic deceive you or fool you. We're going 500 miles with Indy cars at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And you know what's so cool? Before that, and you need to join us because we're going to broadcast it, I believe, Dean, qualifying for the 500. It is sometimes even intense as the race itself for those final 3 spots. We're only taking 33 positions to lock them into the virtual greatest spectacle in racing. And if that wasn't enough, then we're doing the NASRA Coke 600 with the 87 Cup cars. So it's going to be fun, man. I mean, I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
And scan that QR code right now. Take you straight to Discord and get all the information that you need right there. And you're going to have the voice there of NASRA in the booth there calling the race, of course. So we'll get you in it. We'll get you on an open wheeler out there calling it from riding shotgun or something like that. You can, those 2-seater open wheel cars.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool if we could do something like that? Like, seriously, I would definitely jump at that opportunity. Could you put the graphic up one more time? I was trying to take a picture of it. I was seeing if the QR code worked, actually.
All right.
I was multitasking here, so you got to be proud of me. There we go. So there it is, NASRA 1100, and it takes you right to the NASRA Special Events Discord. So there you go. It works. My friend Jackie was showing me something on Prime earlier today where I was like, I can't get into this account. She said, click on the QR code, you nitwit. And as soon as she clicked on the QR code, bam, it unlocked and gave us her information. I was like, holy hell, man. We're slowly but surely being invaded by robots.
Yeah.
So listen, before we go off the air, let's show you the bracket one more time. And drivers that right now are on the outside looking in, there is definitely a little bit of desperation. I don't want to say you're freaking out right now at the moment, Dean, but the only guy that's really excited is obviously Jonathan Cofield. He's got a lock to the semifinal. And by the way, how about this? Luke Smith won last week. Cofield won this week, both in Team White to advance to the semifinal. One driver is already in. That is Jonathan Cofield. And by the way, he was a number 2 seed in the white bracket.
Yeah, there you go. And Luke Smith finished this race back in P26 as well, too.
Yeah.
Tyler Goodwin, he ended up finishing. Where is Goodwin? I'm just looking through that really quickly. He finished in 5th place. So now it's flipped, isn't it? It's flipped because now Luke Smith's going to be the outside looking in. He's going to be the one that's going to drop down to that red place in next week. And Cofield's going to be up the top, of course, with his name in the next bracket. And that's that situation on there. Nate Maurer, of course, it says him in the red at the moment, but he's going to be looking strong on points, of course, coming through in a nice podium position on that one, ahead of Joey and ahead of Newton. So that's how quickly things are going to change here at the DSR Electric Championship. New bracket system that we have, of course, and we still got a couple of rounds to go before we even get to the Championship 6. What's going to be a fun
Some people
one.
like it, some people hate it. I mean, I really haven't had a chance to. I haven't really had a chance to give my overall synopsis of what I think of it right now. I do think it's making it very intense. I think it's definitely making it interesting. It reminds me of announcing dirt racing for Fast Track or Ultimate, as I kind of hinted on before, at your local Friday, Saturday night dirt track when you're group qualifying. You're qualifying in your group. You're heat racing within a group. You got a battle within your group to get to the main event. And obviously, the main event will be the 6 drivers that will battle for the championship in what, 3 weeks' time, I guess? 4 weeks' time now?
Mm-hmm.
How many races are left? I mean, we've got the quarterfinals, the semifinals. What do we got? 5 races left. 5 races remain to the road to Vegas, and then everybody's going to cash in their chips to battle for it, no doubt. Atlanta, Kentucky, the next 2 rounds. Put the schedule back up again. Atlanta, Kentucky, the next 2 rounds, and then it's the semifinal round with Richmond, Talladega, Homestead. Talk about wild cards. All 3 of those racetracks are unknowns, honestly. And then Vegas for the 6 drivers to battle for the championship. NASRA 1100 this Sunday. Michigan this Friday with the NASRA Cups Truck Series, where it all started. North American Sim Racing Association.com. And as always, we'll have it on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And I believe the Community Radio Network is going to broadcast the NASRA 1100 as well. I got to get up with Brady and Cody on that, but I think we're going to try to ink a deal together to put it on the radio as well. For everybody at NASRA, TJ Moore, the race director, Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott. Of course, Jacob Reeves, missed your brother, Morgan Scott, not able to fill in. Wish you would have been Morgan Cook. Morgan, wish you could have been here. But Dean Hopton, always a pleasure to share the booth with you, sir. Of course, producing, directing. I am Outland Wellesley. I'm messing. I'm Wesley Outland. Y'all be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next week at Atlanta, and I'll join you Sunday for the NASRA 1100 as well on Sunday for the Indy Cars and the 87 Cups on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Congratulations again to Jonathan Cofield, winner at Kansas.